What is going on, guys? Welcome back to our EverQuest adventures. Rectu here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we're going to dungeon crawl RunnyEye. Now, RunnyEye is a dungeon that is very dangerous, has a lot of elements to it that can cause trouble, and it's one I've only attempted maybe once or twice before. I did come here with Charmed You, my enchanter, on the green server here, and I was going to make a video in my earlier mid-20s, but it was a very, very difficult crawl. I died way too often, so I just decided to move on to a different dungeon for those videos. So now that I have the monk here, though, I have a little bit easier capability at these lower levels to crawl deeper into places and different advantages in a zone like this. Now, RunnyEye, I think this is before revamp and all that type of stuff. This is an incredible zone right now. For one, the zone experience modifier is again double our experience. It's set at 150 or 200% experience. So for every kill, you're getting double the experience. Now, like I said, it's very, very dangerous, and that's because the levels of the mobs are crazy. They bounce up and down on different floors and different sections. You gotta figure out the zone itself, and figuring out the zone itself is very difficult because, as you can see, it's tunnels that are 4 or 5 levels deep, 4 levels deep, and packed with goblins that are of various level ranges. Some casters, some hit hard, and then on top of that you also have evil eyes that are 10, 15, 20 levels higher than the mobs in here that will path through the dungeon as well. So with Charmed You, I died a ton from those evil eyes. I couldn't really figure out a spot to solo. I didn't have anyone to guide me. Now recently I just had someone kind of show me around a little bit of the zone, some fighting areas, some spots. As you can see right now, I'm in number 7 on the 4th floor of the map. Like I said, it's a little crazy where the top floor is like level 10 mobs. You're right next to Misty Thicket and the halfling hometown. Level 2, you get to level like 25, mid-level, mid-20 mobs, as well as the evil eye will path. Level 3, the same various thing, maybe a little higher. Level 4, you have high levels, 25 to 30, but then you also have guards that are in the 20s, and that's what I'm fighting down here in this very few safe spots in the zone. But on number 7 here, they call the wood room is the safe spot. So you can see I'm right here in the wood room. This is where I've been pulling to. Now, another great thing about these mobs I'm pulling, is that they have very low hit points. They don't hit very hard, and they respawn within about 6 minutes. The names and a few of the pathers and stuff, they have a 22-minute respawn, but just the normal mobs have a 6-minute respawn. And there's quite a few of them around this wood room. The Goblin Guards there you can see are what I'm pulling. And I came here at the end of level 20, did a few kills, got 21. You see I'm already about to level 22. Again, with the zone experience modifier, it's incredible, and these mobs are very simple. I can take 2 or 3 or 4 on at a time, and they're all blues. Now, we want to be careful at our current level of certain high-level mobs that are going to be pathing around, like the evil eyes, the elite guards. There's some rooms right here that are where we're in that have the king and so forth. So those are all red for us. And again, a lot of these rooms have like 5 or 6 or 7 mobs in them at a time. So right now I'm just going to do a little bit of killing near the wood room, and a later section of the video here will crawl down to it. I actually just got led here. I don't even know how to get back or get down here really, but that's the fun that I'm going to figure out. And with the monk, it's a little bit easier with feigned death. They can take a lot of hits and so forth. Now, another perk of this is that there is a bank in this zone, so we can run down there, feign death, and sneak behind that banker to bank at any time. I'm wondering if there is a vendor. I know there's vendors here for baking supplies. If they have bandages or anything, man, that would make this zone incredible. So let's go ahead and do a few pulls here around the wood room. We do have a high level that will path through, so we want to make sure that we don't aggro him. Again, when it comes to a monk, though, we can just feign death and kind of run out. So it's not going to be that big of an issue. Now, right up here, we have a few mobs right near. With a 6-minute spawn timer, you don't have to venture far. We have this guy here. We're going to pull all the way up. You want to fight near the ramp or that ledge right there. And then just beat this guy down. We'll do a little rotation. And again, I've only been here maybe an hour and a half, and I've done all of level 21. Really just incredible experience. Very easy kills. Great at level 20. And then also from this area, there's so many various level mobs that I can actually go probably to 25 or even like 28 if you really, really wanted to. I want to hit a lot of dungeons that I've not been to with this monk, and for these videos, like you saw with Kerns in the last one, we got RunnyEye here, which I wasn't really able to do with the Enchanter, and then there's the Elite Guard walking around, got to be careful. And then I'm thinking like Permafrost after this, maybe around 25, and then Down Near after that around 30. And we'll see how that goes. Right now, just going to crawl through RunnyEye for the next, hopefully, 4 levels and show you guys in later sections of the video exactly what we can take advantage of. There's a lot of names here as well. Fine Steel drops, which is awesome, as well as the Blackened Iron Armor, which is another one I pretty much stacked my Bard with, so that could sell, at least vendor for decent amounts. And then we're not too far from like High Keep and things like that that we can go vendor and sell and then move on level 25 to 30, 35, 40, you know, if you want to kill guards and so forth. So you can see how much damage they're doing to me. Not much at all. And I'm just beating them down. They will sometimes run, but with that big pather there, they typically will just stay and fight. Now in the room up ahead here, there'll be 2, so I'll just grab both of them. Goblin here and one to the left. That will pull. Oh, maybe not. I can't see. Now, of course, we could split it if we wanted to. There's our Elite Guard. Oh, can't have attack on. So our Elite Guard's on us. I'm just waiting for my Feigned Death to pop. And that will work usually. He usually goes away. He's yellow to me now. So in just a level or 2, I'll be able to fight him. I do have a buff on right now. Now, he was pathing through there is the only reason we aggroed him. So let's see where he goes. It's hard to tell, wasn't it? Okay, so he did path on their side. We're good to go. The workers are really low level. Like I said, like the top mobs are like level 10 or something really low like that. My weight is getting quite a bit up there. I'll probably get rid of my coin. And sometimes I want to start thinking about it too. As I level up as a monk, you want that weight below a certain level, so you have that AC bonus. I don't know if it's a big deal yet for me, but we will get some weightless bags and things like that added. And one back here. It's done. There's the Elite Guard. He just pathed by. And then just depending how fast you can kill these guys, there's, again, like 20 Goblin Guards that are in this area. It might be like a room of 3 or 4 or 5 sometimes, but you can pick them apart. And within 6 minutes respawn time, there's really not many spots. I'm really just doing these maybe 6 or 7 spawn points are right near me and using time to med up in between. And then by that time, this same rotation has already respopped. So I'm loving this zone right now in this spot for this guy. And with a few levels, I'll be able to kill all the stuff that's causing me trouble so far, which is awesome. Now you also see there's some giant snakes here. They aren't aggro. They won't attack. But, you know, who knows if you do attack them, if you have any faction loss. I doubt it. They're snakes. So we got Goblin Guards all around this little moat area here. Both sides of it. There's rooms of like 4 or 5 Goblin Guards around. The way that we got here, there's like 3 spawns as well. So I can pretty much probably get, again, like maybe 1 or 2 more kills after this. Ding, 22. So, I mean, within that time, we were at, maybe needed 10 to 15% of the level. And we got that in that just one rotation. Has this guy popped yet? Not yet. Coming soon. So we can come out this way. This is where we would come here, or enter where we came from. I don't want to go past the room too much. We'll have 2 or 3 here that'll come. I'm just going to get them back up into the wood room. I could kill them. Oh, one's an elite. So let's drop the elite. And hopefully the elite walks away first. Perfect. He usually does, since he's a pather. And this guy has a set location. So these guys are starting to green out now at 22. But that, another level or two, I'll be able to get them. And then that means the elite guards are going to start bluing out at that point. And we can move some cooler areas. I'm definitely looking forward to the crawl here. I'm bound in High Keep right now, which is quite a run. You could probably go bind in Rivervale or something like that. Would be a little bit easier. I've not really ventured into Rivervale much, so I don't know the zone as an evil class. Evil race, there we go, repop. So you can see how quickly that went. Dang elite guard, he's probably even con to me right now. So I could attempt him. I can typically take an even con, at least once my skills get up. So there's our rotation. You saw it. You saw how much experience we've gotten here. The 150 zone experience modifier is awesome. The low health here, guys, are awesome. The respawn timer is awesome. Lots of danger to the place, but that typically, those are the best zones. They're the most fun because you learn how to kind of break into them and hack them and work with them. And they give you really great rewards like the gear or the experience. So guys, this is just kind of the opening section. I'm going to continue doing this, trying to get a little bit of more experience, maybe try and get level 23, move on, getting those elite guards blue to me so that I can crawl a little deeper, and then we'll catch up on those parts of the crawl later in the video. Alright guys, so we're here at the entrance of RunnyEye. Now, there's 2 entrances actually. You have the one that's from Misty Thicket and the one that's from the Gorge of King Zorb. That's the one we're at here on the south from the Gorge. And we're going to take a very easy route to get down to our wooden room and get down to the 4th floor. You can see there's 4 separate floors, lots of caverns, different ways you can go, and lots of trouble you can get into. But luckily, to get into our little safe spot there at 7 on the map, the wood room, it's very, very simple. Actually, the kind of the 1st floor cuts almost straight down to the 4th floor and gives us this little straightaway to get right there. Now, I've pretty much been grinding there. I died twice. I was actually exploring and my internet went out, so I died, and then I'm bound in High Keep, and the guards right outside there in High Pass are very high, and I just had an unfortunate feigned death. Didn't work. They killed me there. So you can see I lost my level 23. 22's been great in the wood room, so I'm going to go finish it off there, but we definitely want to explore other areas, go fight near the bank and stuff where a little bit higher mobs are, so that we can get from 23 to 25 or 26. So first off here, what I want to do is show you guys the path down to the wood room, and then we're going to work our way to the bank. Because you can see I'm overweight with a lot of change and a lot of crap, and there's a vendor there. We can sell stuff and all types of stuff. So again, we're on the entrance at King Zorb here. We're going to go ahead and get down to the tunnel on the right, the stairway down this way, and these are all like level 10 mobs, so they're not even going to attack. Now here you're going to have higher levels are going to path down there. Sometimes you're going to see an evil eye path down there, so we want to be careful as we're going through. You can see the days there. Those are what we're going to start fighting once I get level 23 back here in just a minute. So we're going to go down to this 3-way, take a left. This takes us straight down into, You can see all the blues and greens. Straight down into the 4th floor. I'm going to get to this corridor, and I'm going to feign death after he stopped casting. We got one there, but they're going to have a few more paths right through there. So if we go back and look at the map while we're waiting, we're pretty much right here in this straight corridor on the 4th floor. We want to go ahead straight through 2 doors, and that will be our wood room right there. Now, from there, we're going to make our way to the bank. We have 2 paths. If we go the north path here, that's very dangerous because this is the king room, and there's like 20 mobs in this area, and they're all higher level. We're going to go ahead and take a left, get to this little moat. We could also, just from the wood room, follow the moat all the way around. We pull all the way up to the south side, so it wouldn't actually be a problem to do that at all. It might actually be even safer. But then we want to find a place to fight near this bank area because there's a few mobs here that are higher level and going to be better for us when we hit 23. So let's go ahead and make our way. Look like we've got everything. I kind of lost my train. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we got 2 Goblin Guards we could kill right here. I mean, why not? We need to get our experience back anyways. Now our rotation here at 23, the experience was very slow. So that's why I started venturing out. But then my son had pushed the button on our modem in the other room. Alright, we got 3 Goblin Guards, not really a problem. The Dazed Goblin Miner, that's a problem. I'm going to try and get this guard out of the way. You can see how this can be a trouble zone if you... Oh. Let me do this. Alright, so we could just run through the double doors there. I'll go ahead and kill this guard probably. Maybe not, since we're getting just a bunch of ads. So we're going to cut through all the way here. Here's our wood room. Let's get this one up here, huh? Okay. And we got, what, 3 there? Might be able to take 3. One of them's a little higher level, it seems. I need to start filling out this guy's gear as he levels up. You don't really want missing pieces. I'm just using my fist as one of the weapons. You can definitely do better than that. Okay. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and bind wound, med up. I'm going to go ahead and do a rotation or 2, get my level 23, and then we're going to venture our way into the bank area. Alright guys, so we got level 23 back there, you just saw, with like a round and a half, took nothing. Now at 23 again, the experience on these same guards are very low, so I want to move to a different area. And also I want to hit the bank so I can unload, and the vendors so I can sell some of this stuff. That's just vendor trash. Alright, so let's take a look at our map real quick. Alright, so we are right here at number 7, and again we want to get to number 5. So we have a few options. I'm going to just take our route all the way around the moat. This room right here will have a bunch of mobs in, but we can kind of just run past and feign death. Now we could also just cut through right here, run through and feign death, which is not a difficult. I guess we could just do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our way down. Now, I had actually recorded a run down to the vendor and the bank, and for some reason the clip didn't save. So I'm having to redo it here. I died a few times because the rooms up there near the bank have a lot of casters. So if you're not feign deathing at the right moment, or while they're casting and it hits you and breaks you out, you can get into some trouble. And then if you're not lined up on the bankers and the merchants themselves, they will attack you. The merchants won't, they're all dubious, but the bankers will. So we have to get behind them, feign death, and sneak, and so forth. So I'm unloaded there. I'm back to level 23 still, though. So let's go ahead and crawl our way down, because not only do we want to be able to sell and bank, but we also want to kill those higher level guys. So the elite guard right now is still white to me, so a little tougher than I want to go after. We're going to go ahead and cut through like we are coming down this way. And let's look at our map here. I'm going second door on my left and then taking a right. So we get into this room. And this is a bunch of goblin workers which aren't going to attack us unless, I guess, probably if we sit or if we're low health. Now we will have some pathers, it seems, that come through this hallway. Like the elite guard comes all the way back here, so he will aggro. You can see him right there. Path by. And then straight through, this is the moat, and we'll have the pathers that are coming around there. We have a goblin guard right here. I'm trying to get him out of the line of sight of that door if I could. I don't think I'm doing a very good job. So we'll probably get an ad or a pather. If he comes at the right time, we'll add on right here. Still trying to find a safe room to be able to pull in. There's a jail area right up here next to the bank and the vendor rooms. That might be a safe spot to pull to. You got to be careful at the door, though, because that is where I have died before, not knowing I would aggro the whole room next door. So I don't know if that Goblin Guard spawns right here, or if he, and someone, the Shaman is healing him, or if he passed through or not. Now, it's maybe likely he's a pather, considering we haven't got any ads on pathers, and they typically run very quickly through here, it seems. Or this is a nice corner here that we can pull to. All right. So let's go ahead and make our way around. Do I have anything I want to sell? Not really. No bank items, but we'll make our way there anyways. Okay, so here we got this. This is our dazed room. So we have our bank on the left, straight ahead. We go to the right. There's a tunnel that goes to our vendor, and right here to our right, you can see these are all high blue. So these are going to be perfect for us to fight right at this point. I'm going to take a right here and see what we got. Goblin Guard in here, just one. This might be a good room to pull to. Even though that is going to be a 6-minute spawn, though, but a Goblin Guard typically isn't going to cause us much trouble. This is a high or a low blue, though, Goblin Guard, which at the wood room, they're all green. So it's nice to see a few of these are a little bit higher. Okay, so that path, that stairway to our left right there, that goes to level 3. There's a room on the left here on the far end. I wonder if that is a safe room. That's pretty much what we're just looking for. A nice safe spot that we can sit, med up, not be pathed upon if possible, and of course to be able to pull to. Eliminate the ads as much as possible. Plus, if we're out of range of that right there, of the enemies getting healed, that is going to be ideal. So possibly back in that corner would be the best spot for that. This guy's definitely tougher. He's taking quite a bit longer. He's still not hitting me that much, but good experience. Okay, so that goes to the 3rd floor. More than likely, things path through there. Now, as far as the evil eye paths and such, I don't know if they come through here. Okay, this does look to be... Okay, maybe not. Maybe I can't get through. Okay. This does seem to be like a safe spot, because I think that guy pops like around the corner that's in the room. Okay, so just got to figure out how to get through here efficiently. Okay. Hallway, we can sit here. We can grab the pather, which will be a dazed. There's a dazed. They're kind of a high blue. And he may aggro the others in the room. So as soon as he aggroes and runs in, I'll feign death to pop off the others and then pop right up instantly. Okay, so he runs by too quickly. Okay. Got a couple here. Try and solo or single pull them out. And with the really quick spawn timers and stuff, we're going to probably have to, you know, slow down our kill rate because we're going to have to break it, and the respawn's so quick that you're going to have respawns happening. But that might not be a problem. This guy's a high blue, definitely hitting me much harder than the others. So we got to start paying attention to our numbers. You see that guy hits 46 there. That's a really big hit. We got to make sure that I can beat these guys at 50% health. Because if I can't kill them at 50% health, then there's not really much room for me to solo on them. I might have to get one more level under my belt. Definitely need to get this guy a few more pieces of gear just to really twink him out too. Make it a little bit more easy for this type of stuff. Okay, so I was like 80% when I started that fight. Oh, he is getting healed back here. So we probably have a shaman like through the wall right behind me or something. Or above or below. Let me see if there's a shaman casting, so he's probably about to get healed. I want to see how much he's gonna get healed for if he does get hit. Alright, so much tougher fights, but you can see big chunks of experience there. Now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait for this guy in the room here to respawn. See exactly what we're dealing with there. It does seem like we're in a safe spot though right here near a very trafficked area of decent level goblins. Now I should also probably, I'm going to venture maybe up to the 3rd floor and see exactly what's right there. We definitely want to watch out for the evil eyes. I ran into that earlier. Borks, I guess his name is, the high level evil eye, had spawned. I ran around the corner to grab one, and he pretty much one-shot me. I was already only at like 25% health. But you definitely don't want to run into him. No way we're going to be able to take him out. Alright. So, I mean, 6-minute spawn timer shouldn't take too long. And we haven't seen anything pass through this room. So I'm assuming this is a safe spot, which is awesome. Now I'm just going to met up here, again, wait for this guy to respawn, and then we'll get kind of an idea of what we're dealing with, trying to pull that room. And then once again, once I get some things to sell, we'll hit that vendor, we'll hit that bank, and we'll show you that once again. Alright guys, so I've been fighting this area just a little bit here. Had a pretty good struggle so far, just kind of with the casters and such, so I'm trying to avoid them as much as I possibly can. But we are at least figuring out a little bit about this area. I'm still right there at the beginning of level 23 because I'll get a few kills and we'll get like a 10-20% in, and then I'll die, and it's just been kind of rinse and repeat here. But we did see that this room spawn, as you can see here, it is a room spawn. It's not a pather, and it's on a 22-minute room spawn rather than a 6-minute. So that gives us a lot of time to pull to this room other mobs that are pathing by. The room right to the right is where the bank is, remember, so it's not too bad. Now these guys are much more difficult that we're fighting here, so we can't kill nearly as many in as short a time, and it's also we have to really kind of manage our health and what we're doing. Sometimes we have to feign death out and we can't win. So we might have to just go back to the wood room for level 23 here and grind it out. I mean, the experience wasn't horrible, but it wasn't as good as we're getting right here where we are. But with an extra level under our belt, we'd have a much easier time killing all the enemies that are around here. So I can see from 24, especially 25, 26, probably 27 even, you're going to have a really good time in this area if you wanted to. But I will have to be making trips to get bandages and things like that, it seems like. But that also gives me a chance to meet up with maybe my enchanter who has gear or can get gear. So that is our room spawn, as you saw, 22 minutes. So we've got quite a bit of time to kind of bring things in. We have two main pathers, it seems like, that run out in the hallway. One's typically a high-level Goblin Guard, and one's a dazed goblin of some sort. And then if you aggro them, wrong in this area, they will pull all this room to the right. And there's quite a few casters over here. So that can be a problem. But you do want to kind of pull them all through. They will aggro on this route. When they come this way, that's when they aggro. Okay, that shaman right there is right around the corner. Now, I fought a shaman earlier, and he pretty much kicked my butt. I mean, we could kill him, but his spells are just so nasty. Lots of diseases, the slows, the poisons, and so forth. Now, if we are able to aggro that pather as he's walking to the left there, on the second half of what we're looking at right here, you can typically not pull the room to the right. It's a very kind of tricky spot to do. Probably better to do something along these lines so that we want him to path this bridge right in front of us rather than the other way. Now, as you saw, when they're pathing to the right, he won't aggro. So that's just an interesting thing to think about. And he's a high blue, so he's going to be a difficult fight anyways. There's a Goblin Guard, perfect, as he's pathing that way. Hopefully, there we go, we can get at least one of these. Hopefully the Goblin Guard, because he's a low blue. Much easier, even though he just got hit up with a few spells. We will pull this guy. Hopefully be able to get him down here once we have 75% starting this. Looking pretty good so far. Sometimes you'll get a really difficult mob, or just RNG will beat you down. We just want to make sure we keep ahead. And we see that these higher guys do drop bronze. The lower goblins are only dropping rusty weapons. So the bronze is awesome because that will sell for good plat there. To the vendor around the corner. You can see this guy is kind of even out the fight. He's kind of had a lead here. They're hitting the 40s sometimes. So he could take the advantage here. He's definitely catching up for some reason. But I've noticed it takes about 40 to 60% of my life to fight some of these guys. And the shamans, just those spells will add all that damage rather than my armor class kind of negating it. Come on now, just end this guy, please. Now, we also can use the trick of feign deathing when they're below 20%. And what that does, it'll memblur, and that will make them... These are, humanoids that typically will run away at low health. So at 20% or lower, they will run away from a fight if there's nothing there. If you're low health and they're low health, then they'll continue fighting. So the feigned death causes them to forget about you. They run away. Once you stand up, they still run away. So that's a trick that we can kind of maybe save some health on, but we got to be very careful where they path to if we don't get the hits in. They run out to the hallway and aggro that room, we're in big trouble. If they run up the stairs here to the left, I think we'd be fine for a while because I didn't see many high-level mobs there. But even a low-level mob will more than likely aggro you when you're low health too. Just depends. So if we were only at 50% health too, which is where we want to be fighting, most fights you saw, we wouldn't have been able to really win that. We needed 80%. So we're just going to have to be very careful here. Or wait on the medding up. Or we can go ahead and also check upstairs. I don't think I've shown you guys the vendors as well. Let's go ahead and just... I guess we can get that Goblin Guard since he's a lobby. So I'll get him as he's pathing on the other side of the moat here. We can always get him. Okay. Come on. Oh, you got to be very careful in that corner. You'll get stuck up on that barrel. So that's what happened there. So we're going to get probably like 5 or 6 kills within that 22-minute respawn timer. And that will kind of be our rotation. And we'll figure out a little bit more. I'll continue hunting all around this room and just finding where the best spots are, what the best mobs are to pull each time. But overall, if I can get another level or 2 under my belt, I think this is going to be a great spot to get experience with all those guys in there. Because then I'll be able to take out the casters a little much easier. And the melee mobs won't be a problem. What does glimpse do? I have to look that up. Now the hallway pathers will have a 6-minute spawn timer, so that other days, whatever it may be, may already be back up. Or we can start breaking this room up over here, but I mean, you saw how crazy that can get. Oh, I need a better ranged weapon. Let's go ahead and pull him back. Nice. So these are all blue, even the Goblin Guards over this range, so that's really sweet. Now, in those double doors across the way, I haven't ventured that way, so there might be some mobs there. Let's look at the map again after this. All right, get another 1 or 2 in here easily, maybe more. I want to just make sure that the Pather hasn't respawned yet. They might also be on a 22-minute respawn timer. Alright, that's the worker room. Alright, there's a guard. Thank you. Another pather. Not sure if that's the guy from before or not. Kind of whooping me. And you also want to be careful of the elite guards because they do backstab. So if you're low health and they kind of pop in on you, where I'm at right now, I have a 220 health right now. They backstab for like 150 or 140. So that's always a nasty surprise. So as you're running or pulling them too, be aware of that. I think we got like 5 minutes on this room spawn, but let's just bounce out just in case. You can see how great the experience is. We're almost 20% in here. Just one round the pulls. And not even efficient right now. Oh, wrong button. Okay, so I think I have like 3, maybe 5 minutes on those. Let's go up the stairs here and take a look. We got workers. We got a shaman low enough where they're not attacking. And I bet this is also where an evil eye will come through. Not really liking what I see there. So I'm going to stay down here. Just don't want to get crazy. I want to see what's over here. Alright, we got a dazed shaman there. Oh, this also might be a way to the bank. Let's go ahead and look at my map over here real quick. So we are right here. So it is kind of a long way over to the vendor. Follow this path. I guess it might be cool to go check out while we're checking things out. See, we don't want that. Alright. Okay. So to the left are a bunch of rooms. To the right is a hallway. I'll go to the right here. Yikes. Wizards are nasty. Alright, so that, we're going to go straight through there. And to the right of that would be a vendor. We'll just head through here. These are all low levels. There's a vendor in here. They'll be called Goblin Merchants, and there's also, I think, a Goblin Bartender. Alright. So when you're behind the bar, you actually, I don't think anything will aggro you. But in our case, what we're going to do, here's the Goblin Merchant who we can sell to. Look at the map again. That's his number 1 on the map. So we're up here. We went over this left hallway. Seems to be a little safer than the other way I took. Now what we need to do as a monk, so we got to feign death, and then we have to sneak. And our sneak's not great, but once we come up, we want to check. If we're still indifferent, that means the sneak worked, and we can vendor. So here we go. You can see a bunch of stuff I've already sold, but we can sell the bronze here. Only, I guess, a plat and a half, so not great. This guy we got, I'll never use. That's all we have right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and maybe make our way to the bank. Let's do it. Run through. Yep, this is us. So wizard, don't cast on me. He's casting, so I'm just gonna run until he... Dang it. Trying to get out of line of sight as much as possible. Should be good right there. Alright, cool. So we're back to our little safe room here. I think our respawn should be any minute now. So I'll just wait here, get him down, and then we'll move to the bank. Safest way to do it is really just kind of feign death very quickly. Try and get it before any aggro of the mobs. You typically have like a good split second or whatnot. So you can run forward, feign death, wait till it pops back up, open the door, run through, feign death. And once you get into the room, the bankers will attack on sight where the merchant's there. And in that room we sold in, they were all dubious, so they weren't going to attack us. But at the bankers will attack you. So we have to still do that sneak trick behind them. But once you're moving out, it can be a little bit more of a pain just because they will attack you in that room. Alright, so it's looking like maybe the respawn timers are longer than 22. Or maybe I just didn't write down the right time. We're going to make our way over there anyways. Make sure you don't pop behind me. Let's go ahead and keep an eye out here of everything. Alright, I'm going to go back this way. And I'm going to run. So I just... feign death, we ran through, nothing actually aggroed yet. Wait till it to repop. Get behind the door so I'm kind of out of line of sight from the casters and such. Now from here the bankers will aggro me and that dazed goblin will aggro me. But I'm in the bank, so you can see the bankers. So here I'm feign death behind them, and we can bank. So I can get rid of this extra weight. And there we go. Pretty solid zone spot for those reasons there. As you can see, they're going to come at me. They came attack me. And here I'm feign deathing very quickly so that I'd avoid the casters starting to cast. Because if they start to cast on me, that's the only thing that will break my feign death. Now you can see there's a bunch of mobs over here missing. So there's someone pulling. Only 3 people in the zone, but someone's pulling on that other side over there. So I might want to go check out just to see what's up. Almost done. Alright, so we're going to go through here. This is the path I took the other day to get to the vendor the first time. They might be fighting over here. I saw the jail over here right behind me. That seemed like it might be a safe spot to pull. I'm not really sure. Trying to get this guy. Alright, so you come through here, and here we are back to the merchant. So I'm going to go ahead and just try and take this guy. Hopefully nothing comes through. Make sure I'm not going to hit both sides. Now right here, like I said, we can go ahead and let's feign death. Oh, I don't think if my feign death worked. I must have mistimed it. I was trying to show you if you could run away. Pretty sure these guys do. Alright. So there's the jail straight back there. You can probably fight in. I'm not too sure. Okay, those guys attacked. They've all repopped right there. Quick second, just getting a little ahead. Main thing is trying to get out of line of sight of the casters and having feign death up. Alright, we should be good there. Okay, this guy's up. Nice. Perfect timing. So I guess maybe it was a 22, 24. I'll have to just kind of time it out. I hate that barrel. Watch that barrel. And that's pretty much us, guys. That's going to be our RunnyEye run. I'm going to probably stay here till around 27, I think, is what it's kind of looking like. I might go hit guards and high keep. That's kind of the typical spot I'd go, from 25 till about 40, honestly, as a monk. Especially Ixar, and we'll probably definitely do some grind in there for some good quality quick experience. Plus money's great because each of them drop a sword that you can get for 5 plat. But I also want to go check out maybe Permafrost. I think around level 27 will be a good time for me to try and crawl with the monk here in Permafrost. There's a lot of goblin camps. Never fought there once before. And then also they have a high level bear pits and stuff that charmed you, the enchanter can do. So I'm thinking like doing a 2-part video on that one, using both of those characters for a single crawl. So that's kind of the plan moving ahead. We'll just see how it goes, but I definitely like RunnyEye so far. It's been fun. You can see how much experience we're getting, just kind of learning it. There's going to be, I'm sure, many other areas for us to check out. And probably some better pull spots than we actually are using right now. Let's try and get this guy this side. There you go. Thank you. I don't know if I can actually... Let's just feign death real quick to drop any extra aggro. We'll see if we can beat him. I'm starting at, what, 70%? Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me in this crawl. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great one.